If you don't mind, I'd like to start off first with this. Busy 3 days, but you took the time out to be here in what we would call an MSME, a micro, small, medium scale enterprise here in Laron. What is that? I suppose there's a message that you want to put across.
Absolutely, there's a message that I want to put across, which is, first of all, why am I in the Philippines? I'm here to continue to build a very strong and vibrant economic relationship. We have a lot in common. We have a shared history, but also it is very clear to me, especially because of this visit, that we share a lot of values, we share aspirations, and we share a particular perspective on the challenges that we are all facing in a period of time for our global economy that's been quite disrupted. A lot of that is very hopeful. I think that we are very much focused on charting a course in economic recovery that will result in a more inclusive economy for us as in the United States, but also for the world. And the question is, how do we work with our partners to ensure that we all work towards a more inclusive economy? That's where I want to bring in the MSMEs conversation. President Biden has been very clear about his vision for building the American economy from the bottom up and the middle out. It's about enabling the small companies, the individual people and workers to be able to rise up in the economy and to become a part of the middle class and to be a part of economic activity. And so we find a lot of inspiration in the dynamism, the innovation, the entrepreneurial spirit of our smallest companies. We want to make sure that the vision that we're working towards, as we are trading with each other, as we are deploying economic policies in a period of recovery, will empower companies like this one to continue to thrive and to continue to create opportunities in our economy.
You also met with the Trade Secretary, I understand, the Labor Secretary, and big business groups, and even labor groups.
That's right. Yes.
That sounds like an interesting mix. We don't have that much time, but I'd like to know your impressions and your insights from those meetings.
Yes. Well, I'm really glad you asked about this because this is the trade agenda that President Biden has asked for. When President Biden came into office, he said, I want you to help us chart a new course in terms of how America approaches trade. And in fact, he asked for a very specific kind of trade policy. He said, I want a trade policy that places workers at the center. And this is consistent with this vision of building economies from the bottom up and the middle out, that you think about your economy not just as a bunch of numbers and data, trade flows, GDP numbers, but you keep in your mind that the whole point to growing the economy is to create opportunities for people, for ordinary people. And so that's why when I come and I visit a country like the Philippines, I'm going to talk to my trade counterpart, of course, but I also want to make sure that I talk to my labor counterpart in the government, and then also to talk to businesses and workers, because that's what I do at home in the United States. I work closely with our stakeholders. For us, we are expanding the circle of who we consult with, who we form our trade policies with, to make sure that our trade policies don't just deliver results for the biggest companies in our system, but that they produce results for the mediums and the smalls, and most importantly, they produce results for the people in our economy, and those are our workers.
What would you advise Filipino MSMEs if they want to break in to the U.S. market?
Certainly. I think that it's the advice that I give to all of our stakeholders, including MSMEs in the United States. Really produce something that you are proud of, something that you can vouch for in terms of how you've produced it, who you are producing it with. And I think that the global economy and certainly the American consumer will respond.